Into a Dome, our site for the final week of the regular season, and Game 2 on CBS features Boston and LA from Inglewood, California. Look at the standings, a huge win for Miami in game number 1 against Houston, but still 4 spots open in the playoffs, 6 teams alive for those spots, including these 2. Welcome back inside. Ed Cohen, Ryan Scalabrine with the trio on the sideline here on CBS. So on one side's LA, they need a win. They need to win by at least 4, and they need some help. On the other side, the Boston Hogs. Is this the year for your former team? Can they finally make the playoffs?
They should. When you look at their roster, that team is stacked, but it's not going to be easy against the LA Riot.
You've seen this graphic a lot over the years.
Every time. I've accomplished a lot in my life. This is the one thing I feel so bad about. But I love this team. When I saw the roster, I thought this team has a chance not only to make the playoffs, but to win it. So let's see. They have a big game today, and they're going against a hungry LA Riot team.
Speaking of the Riot, Chris Haynes with Nick Young.
Well, guys, Nick Young here. Nick, 2 questions for you. First of all, I attended all the practices, and I have to say, your practice is one of the most well-oiled practices I've seen, man. How did that come to be?
I'm a player coach, and I've been around some great coaches. This year, I was a little nervous. I ain't had a superstar like Dwight. I didn't know if he's gonna listen to me or not. But yeah, everybody's getting along. That's the best thing about it.
And Nick, lastly, playoff implications, right? You guys have to win by more than 4 in order to stay in contention for the postseason. Yeah, well, by that expression, I don't think you knew that, so I don't know if your teammates know that, but what's the mood like and the expectation for this game?
We knew he was in a tough place, kind of disappointed about being where we're at, but I thought we had to win by like 15, so I'm glad it's 4, or I think we can get that done today, so we good, we confident.
Well, let your teammates know, Nick. Appreciate your time, brother. Back to y'all.
All right, Chris, the messenger.
That might be some misinformation. I think you should tell them to win by 20. Hey, Chris, I've done that before. Go ahead. We'll talk about this later.
It's okay. Here are the rosters, the guys that need to know what they need to do on the floor. Howard, Crawford, Stewart for LA leading the way. Murphy, former MVP, with Stevens and Simmons. And there is the glove. Can Gary Payton win back-to-back titles with 2 different teams? He's got to get to the playoffs first with the Boston Hogs. And there is Dwight Howard in his first year with the LA Riot. The key rules in the Big 3, no game clock, free throws, 1 shot for either 2, 3, or 4, and the Bring the Fire challenge, unique to the Big 3. Players go one-on-one when a foul is challenged to decide if it counts, and the basket stands. What are you watching for early, Scal? LA and Boston.
Yeah, I'm watching for 2 things with LA. Oh, tough bucket right there. How much is Jordan Crawford going to have to do? Where's his help at? And how effective is Dwight Howard going to be in this game?
Here's Crawford. Howard spots up for 3 and misses, but Murphy bats it out.
And there's more ways to contribute than just scoring. But if you look over there on the bench, Elijah Stewart, he's going to have to do something. 16, 18, 20 points. Or maybe it's Johnson. You can't rely on Jordan Crawford to do everything.
Howard with the stuff.
They always like to start out getting Dwight Howard inside. But as the game progresses, they like to go to that pick and roll action.
Now we're tied up at 2. Here's Simmons, who's been terrific all year long for Boston, and the ball is kicked out of bounds. So the playoff scenario for Gary Payton's squad at the moment, Scal, they can clinch with a win and either a loss by Detroit or Miami, but Miami's already won, so they love that loss for Detroit in the final game. They've got some other scenarios as well, but that's one of the main ones. Stevens will get a free throw for 2 here in the early going. You can follow Big 3 basketball all across social media. And Stevens will go to the foul line for Boston. This guy's been incredibly efficient all year long, leads the league in field goal percentage.
Yeah, I liked his game from the first time he came here. He was on the, like that European team, and I'm like, man, you just move differently. And he's really carved out a niche in this league as an impactful player.
So for LA, Wesley Johnson with Jordan Crawford and Dwight Howard. Murphy the steal for Boston, tapped out and last touch by LA. You got Murphy, Simmons, and Stevens.
And what's interesting about Ball Hogs is, like, I would think that Kevin Murphy has to score 18 to 20 points, but he doesn't. Dominic Johnson's coming off the bench. Chris Johnson can knock down threes. They have so many guys that can contribute. This team is as balanced as any Big Three team we've ever seen.
This guy, big reason. There's Simmons for a triple.
Yeah, and Simmons is up for MVP. I'm not sure he'll win it, but he's had one bad game all season.
Third in the league in scoring with over 19 per game. Crawford steamrolls inside and misses the rim. Howard is fouled, and he'll get a shot for two here for LA, which is down 7-2 in the early going.
But Jordan Crawford is obviously being more aggressive. Good wedge rebound by Dwight Howard. Now he's going to go to the free throw line, shooting it well from the free throw line this season.
He's really turned things around. It took him a few weeks to get acclimated to the Big Three style. And right on cue, that free throw's good.
Yeah, I think he's dangerous in the pick and roll. I mean, when you run three-man game with him rolling, it's always been a problem with Dwight Howard rolling down the middle.
Murphy the lob. Stevens missed it. Well defended by LA. For four, Crawford. Simmons skips it out. Murphy drives on Howard, fires, gets the bounce.
That's a good sign for the Ball Hogs. Murphy getting anything early on can lead to a scoring explosion.
Murphy the MVP a couple of years ago with three-headed monsters as Howard gets another free throw shot for two.
How many fouls is that for Stevens? I think that's his second. Yeah, so he's got to be careful. Gary Payton's going to let him roll out. In the Big Three, if you get your third foul, you go to the bench in the first half.
That's a really good-looking stroke right now from the foul line for Howard.
I mean, when you watch him shoot around, he's got great touch around the rim. We don't remember Dwight Howard being that type of player.
Murphy knows Stevens the big rebound, but misses on the putback. Here's the entry to Howard. Spins, a little too strong. Inside, Stevens on the cut, and a good find by Simmons.
And, you know, I'm talking mostly about, you know, guarding Dwight Howard, but you got to guard Deshaun Stevens as well.
Howard down the lane and a chance at three for Dwight Howard.
This is why he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. You look at him rolling down the middle. Look at these hands, how quick his hands are. Here he is on the roll. Good catch. Strong finish.
Yeah, Simmons gets a breather for the Ball Hogs. In comes Dominic Johnson,
who was awesome the last 2 weeks. Making shots, and not only that, but just making hustle plays.
They've won 3 of 4 last week and win against Detroit. Pocket pass, Murphy to Stevens, and Elijah Stewart, who just came in, is whistled for the foul. Last 5?
Yeah, you see it right there. The field goal percentage is up, the rebounds are up, the points per game are up. I just think he's just figured out the Big Three.
Next in the Hall of Fame, inducted into Springfield on September 6th. His presenters will be Dominique Wilkins, Robert Parrish, Patrick Ewing, and Dennis Rodman. That's what they do at the Hall of Fame. You have Hall of Famers who present you before your speech. And he's going to get 4 guys up there on stage with him. Stewart will have a chance at a free throw for LA.
They're going to need, LA is going to need somebody to contribute. Wesley Johnson, Elijah Stewart. They're going to need, because Jordan Crawford cannot just carry the entire team. He has to work so hard to get a bucket.
And Howard was well into the lane on that release, a violation on, whoa. That had some extra mustard on it.
Extra. He's lucky the ref stuck his hand out and got that ball, would have sailed into the stands.
Stevens into trouble, and well, Howard with the late whistle in the foul. He thought it was steps.
Take a look on the hit and the spin. Oh yeah, it was a travel. That was a travel. I thought the contact threw him off, but no, he moved that pivot foot.
Johnson slips it for Stevens. Steps out. Too much. Mentioned Crawford. 6 points last week. Over the top lob, and Howard with the separation, but wave it off.
Oh, he never cleared the lane. Yeah, so every time the ball is cleared, you have to get out of the paint before you get back in the paint.
You don't see it a lot.
Well, we don't have a lot of like true natural big men.
Yes. Here's Johnson, gets free. Jordan Crawford drives against Murphy and finishes with the left.
Yeah, so tough going to the basket. But like I said, he expends a ton of energy when he does go to the rim. We'll have to keep an eye on Jordan Crawford.
Swipe by Crawford, Howard inside, lays it in.
Strong finish by Dwight Howard.
A 12-11 lead for LA. And Boston's gone quiet in this rivalry game. Pull up from two is good for Dominique Johnson.
Yeah, it's a long two, but when he runs that pick and roll with Dwight Howard in that action, you have to be aware that he could shoot off that screen.
Jordan Crawford shakes free. Batted around, the jump, the save, and off of Murphy. It stays with LA. And now Wesley Johnson will re-enter for the Riot. Yeah, he's going to take the spot of Howard, so they'll go a little smaller.
Yeah,
as Chris Johnson comes in.
Yeah, so Howard's going out. Chris Johnson's coming in. I wonder if he'll go with the post-up. Not known as a post-up guy, but he can do it. Little small ball.
Crawford from 15, that's no good. And Simmons with 27 against LA and Boston back on July 13th. Chris Johnson, the back down, denied by Wesley Johnson. Saved by Crawford. LA ball. Johnson, Stewart. And the shot clock, yep.
Yeah, should not have been. They had to keep resetting it on the turnovers. Should not have been a shot clock violation. Clock operator took away a good sequence of action.
This is great big three basketball.
Yeah, so right there the shot clock would reset back to 14 once possession, but it didn't, and they forgot about it, and that's going to be tough because the Riots, they would have got a free throw out of that. And that would have been the 5th foul on the ball hog. That's a tough, tough break for LA Riot.
Now, Mike Taylor is saying, at the very least, it should be our ball, and it will be.
Yeah, it'll be LA Riot's ball, but they took away an amazing opportunity.
Now, could they at least say that Stewart was fouled before the shot clock expired? Maybe they go that direction? I don't know.
Actually, great call by you, Ed. If you were the coach, you could ask for that. I want to review when the foul occurred.
You know, right now you've got 5 players and a coach all pleading the case. And a technical foul on Jordan Crawford for LA.
Really? I mean, I understand why he's upset. This is an intense game. They're in a must-win situation. And that was a tough break. I mean, you're going to the free throw line, Elijah Stewart. Basketball is an emotional game. You make a shot, you can turn it. That can turn into Elijah Stewart having 20. Tough break.
Boston by 3, a must-need for LA. Paul Hogs, they needed 2. They're trying to get to the playoffs for the first time in team history, leading by 3 on CBS.
The Big 3 on CBS Sports is sponsored by Walmart. Try Pharmacy Express Delivery.
Time for the fadeaway presented by Bevel Scale.
Yeah, this is a great play by Kevin Murphy. Getting downhill, getting contact, and then drifting away and knocking down the shot.
Wesley Johnson will get a free throw for 2. Dominique Johnson got him on the elbow. So 15-12 start for Boston right now in this rematch, which the Ball Hogs won a few weeks back on the East Coast. And this is really something you talked about all year long. You alluded to it earlier in this game, is that other guy, maybe that third guy for LA.
Well, the LA definitely needs a guy. You can't just ride Jordan Crawford for 35, 40 points. So whoever that guy is, and it could be, all these guys are obviously capable of doing it. Someone has to deliver.
Jonathan Simmons ducks in. And touch last by LA.
You know, Jordan Crawford doesn't have the same size as some of the bigger guys in this league, so he just has to work so hard to get a shot off. And this is the guy I think it could be. Elijah Stewart. To me, he's a 3-level scorer. He can do it off the bounce. He can get to the rim, and he can shoot the 3.
He had 12 last week. Dominique Johnson explodes for 2.
Dominique Johnson in the pick and roll is a problem because he can come off the screen and shoot the 3. Now, all of a sudden, it opens up for the roll man, or people don't tend to go, or they overreact to that shot, and he can turn the corner. Just watch the defense. Don't look at Dominique Johnson. Watch the defense. You see how they're indecisive. Wesley Johnson doesn't know if he wants to switch. They were going over the top, and Johnson in that situation, they're going over the top because he can't shoot the 3.
Now, Dominique Johnson, that's, I believe, his 3rd foul. He's a little perplexed, and so is Gary Payton. He thinks it's 2. And you mentioned earlier, if you get 3 in the first half, you're done. So Kevin Murphy re-enters for Boston.
Well, not only that, but Ball Hogs are now in the penalty, which means LA, if they knock down this free throw, they're going to get the ball back. And that's a good way to have a little bit of a run at the end of the half. But you got to make your free throws.
Yeah, Mike Taylor obliges. This guy looks so happy to be playing in LA after playing with DMV Trilogy and their struggles early in the year.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was going to play. He got a hoodie sweatshirt on underneath his jersey. I just was wondering if he was feeling under the weather. But he clearly does not.
Chris Johnson, no, and Stewart, yes. You got to be so careful with a shot like that.
Yeah, you can't have plays like that. That's why it's better. Like the guys that play off of 2 feet in the paint tend to do a little bit better in the big 3.
LA 20, Boston 17. Simmons chased off the line, throws it up, nearly tipped in. That was a shot that Simmons probably could have taken.
Yeah, excellent defense by Elijah Stewart. He played 2 in the cat and mouse game perfectly.
Murphy, the do-everything guy now in his career. Right to the basket against Taylor.
And it's important that Kevin Murphy gets it going. He can't be a guy that just goes out there and has 6, 8 points. This is a must-win situation, and must-win situations are usually the best players.
Here's Stewart with the push shot, and back and forth we go. A 22-19 lead for LA. They lead by 3 as we take a pause from Inglewood. Final week of the regular season and playoff spots up for grabs for both squads here in the Big 3. LA over Boston by 3 here on CBS. And next Sunday, it's a big day in Dallas on CBS with live coverage of the Big 3 celebrity game and the playoffs. They get underway at 3 Eastern right here on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Over to a couple of Sacramento guys. Chris Haynes, DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, I have the 6-time All-Star guard for the Sacramento Kings. DeMar, LA legend, you love hoop, you love basketball. What brings you out, inspiration towards coming to watch a Big 3 game?
Last couple years, I've been wanting to catch a Big 3 game for a while. You know, with it being back home in LA, I want to come out, support, you know, get a chance just to feel the atmosphere. You know, I always watch it, I always support all these guys that I had a chance to play against in the league. So to come out here and kind of support is real cool.
DeMar, what do you think about the Big 3? This is probably the most anticipated Big 3 season, season 8. Big players, big stars coming to the league. What do you think overall about how the Big 3 has grown?
I mean, it's amazing just to see the guys. You know what I mean? You got Dwight Howard out here, you know, one of the greatest bigs to ever play the game of basketball out here competing. You know, that just speaks volumes of, you know, how much the league has grown and continue to grow. You know, it's a special thing to, you know, be able to come out here and see these legends play and guys that didn't get a chance to play much long in the league to come out here to still do what they love to do. So it's definitely cool to be able to watch.
Maybe a DeMar DeRozan inclusion in the way future, DeMar.
I still got a lot of time in the league right now.
That's why I said way. DeMar, appreciate your time, brother. Back to you guys.
Way future, but he's only a seat away from Cube. I'm sure the recruiting mission's already started for down the road.
100%. But, you know, DeMar DeRozan's going to be playing at the YMCA, the Big 3. He's going to be doing, he's a hooper. He's the kind of guy that's always going to be doing it.
Former Trojan from Compton, and there he is, Ice Cube, an aisle seat away. But DeMar DeRozan's always been class. When he left Toronto, didn't win a title. Kyle Lowry did, as Howard slams it down. But you just appreciate the way he goes about his business, how open he's been about mental health and what he's overcome. A good basketball citizen, and great to have him courtside here today at the Big 3.
Yeah, and he's a baller. Like, he can flat out go get you a bucket.
Yep.
And, man, when he was in Toronto and I was calling games for the Celtics, he was giving us 35, 18 points in the fourth quarter. Like, every game we'd be like, oh man, when is DeMar DeRozan going to start going off? So, bona fide bucket.
When he was up there, wasn't it?
No question.
Anybody.
Him in the fourth, if the game was close, he was going to figure out a way to win it. And Swaggy P going to be bringing the fire.
It's brought to you by Red Lobster. So Nick Young initiates, and Jonathan Simmons will go against Elijah Stewart.
It's a good matchup. Elijah Stewart, good defender.
And the rules for bring the fire: challenge a shooting foul. They'll go one-on-one. It will count for 2 for Simmons if he scores or is fouled by Stewart. Each team gets 1 bring the fire challenge per half. And into the wall of Intuit Dome. The great backdrop for this final week of the season. Simmons pulls up, hits it.
Tons of space on the jab pull-up. And that'll send it to the break on the bring the fire.
You love this. Simmons with 7, 3 other ball hogs with 6 each.
Yeah, and that's the way they're gonna have to play, but who's gonna be the guy for the LA Riot that can take and help out Jordan Crawford? Or is Jordan Crawford gonna have to put the guys on his back?
LA and Boston at the break. A lot at stake on CBS. Exhibit performing at the break of this one in Inglewood, California. Head out to the pitch and catch the UEFA Super Cup as the Champions League winners PSG and the winners of Europa League Tottenham square off. Coverage begins Wednesday at 2:30 Eastern on CBS Sports Network and streaming live on Paramount+.
Love Exhibit. That's my age group right there. Hey, let's go.
great day here in Inglewood. You can make a case this area, the epicenter of the big three. Ed, Brian, we've got Chris Haynes, Cedric the Entertainer, Anthony Anderson. Everybody is out in full force. LA Boston, a 1-point game as you'd expect in this rivalry.
I mean, I said it going to break. It's all about who's going to help out Jordan Crawford. It could be Dwight Howard, it could be Elijah Stewart, it could be Mike Taylor. Somebody has to help out Jordan Crawford. And for the Ball Hogs, are they going to continue to find and press the right buttons to see who's going to be the guy? Dominic Johnson has come off the bench the last 2 games, but he has been one of the most important players.
Let's take a look at the juiciest moment brought to you by Simply Spike Bowls. 21 and over, contains alcohol. Celebrate responsibly.
Dwight Howard has been a presence in the paint. They've been posting him up, and the Ball Hogs don't have the size to match up against him.
A little extended exhibit.
I love it. One more extra song. I'm telling you. That's right there in my age range right there.
Just a kid rocking out in Southern Cal and
100%,
Seattle.
100%. I got down to USC, and it was like the world opened up about like LA rap and all that West Coast rap.
Great day in Inglewood. This guy is getting ready for this half. LA needs to win by 4 at least, and hope Chicago beats Detroit in the final game later today on Vice TV.
Yeah, LA, a team that has had the biggest expectations coming into this season has their back against the wall. They have to win a game by 4 against a really good Boston Ball Hog team.
Just let this guy be in solitude. Gary Payton, his team, a win will go a long way. They need some help, but Murphy airballs that. Tap to Crawford, and just like that, you're giving away 2 points.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Murphy didn't drive to the left. He's so good at going left, and he had the left slot. Decided to go with a pull-up. The air ball forced easy bucket for LA.
You have Simmons with Stevens and Murphy for the Ball Hogs. Kevin Murphy tucks around Crawford, and this time banks it in.
Yeah, he didn't settle this time. Took that left slot, played off 2 feet. A little bit of an up and under.
Back and forth we go. Here's Crawford weaving inside, weaving outside. Howard, no. Yeah, we get a tie-up between Simmons and Howard, and the arrow says it's LA ball.
Howard dislodges Stevens, and he's right there for the board. Tried to get the quick finish, and there's a tie-up. Key to this game is going to be able to play without fouling.
Crawford lingering at the 4-point circle. Dancing to the corner, fires the 3, in and out. This time by Howard. Simmons. Fades and hits.
That's not an easy shot. Elijah Stewart had good defensive position, but the little drift shot on the baseline for Simmons is a separator.
Look at Boston this year, Scal. They lead the league in 2-point percentage, in 3-point percentage, and Howard, I don't know if there's dunk percentage, but right now he's had a couple of big ones.
Yeah, with the Ball Hogs, as long as they don't turn the ball over, they're usually pretty good, especially when they start to move it.
And now it's Murphy for 3. That's good.
Big shot, and that's a big psychological shot, because I feel like they need Kevin Murphy to have a big half.
11 points for Murphy, the former MVP. Crawford slithers, left open. And a loose ball foul on Stewart.
Yeah, take a look right here. Murphy had the gap with Howard trying to protect against the drive. That's a huge shot.
Now Murphy now with 11 for the Ball Hogs. Nice spin by Stewart. And he gets it back. Howard kick to Crawford, fires the three, nails it.
Huge play. You miss a layup, LA clears it quickly and gets the ball to the right man.
And Nick Young's team back within a point. Simmons with the answer.
Good call by you. That's exactly what it is. You're going to have to answer punch for punch here.
This is LA Boston as we like it. The Detroit native Crawford. Wow, back and forth we go.
Ton of separation on that pick and roll.
He has 6 points, Crawford. 4-point shot for Simmons, and that won't go. Crawford lanes open, scoop, no. Murphy, for a moment, Ted Howard on the island. Fires the three, knocks it down.
And you see the way he was dribbling the ball? It was like, you think you can guard me. He was pounding the ball into that shooting pocket. The former MVP, Kevin Murphy, might be back.
Out for Crawford. Three-pointer. I think both teams will try and settle here. Simmons, bodies into Stewart, and a foul on Stewart will send Simmons to the line for a 2-point shot.
It might be a time to challenge. I'm not sure if he's gonna, but he might not want to think about it.
And Nick Young is gonna bring the fire. Trust is cracking, alliances are crumbling. The game has never been this mysterious. Expect the unexpected on Big Brother tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday on CBS. Well, you called it. Nick Young bringing the fire, brought to you by Red Lobster.
Yeah, it's just the nature of this game right here and how you're going shot for shot. You're down by 5. You need to figure out a way to get a stop. You don't want to go down 7 in a must-win situation.
You have Simmons against Stewart. Simmons ducks in, denied. How about Stewart with the swat?
Not only did he stay down on the pump fake that stepped through, he waited till Simmons went up to elevate the block. This is picture perfect defense. Use one arm to swipe, the other arm to block.
And now fires, and that one's no good, but Howard, a loose ball foul, and he's getting frustrated with the whistle.
Well, it's just the first foul on the LA Riot.
A 38-33 Boston lead.
This is a huge possession for LA.
Airborne. Simmons the tap. Stevens the kick. A little hesitant by Stevens, and there's Howard reaching in.
We have another shot clock situation. Shot clock turned off.
And it happened earlier in the first half. And now it's out entirely, so both teams back to their benches. And they'll get it all squared away. And while we wait, we'll tell you that iHeartRadio is now the exclusive audio home of Big 3 basketball. Download the free iHeartRadio app today for your favorite music, podcasts, and Big 3 play-by-play coverage. And they've been throughout the season with us all year long in this 8th season, the summer in the city.
I don't know where the shot clock was at. The action was so much back and forth. I'm gonna have to see on the replay. I don't even know when the shot clock went dead. I just know that everyone points to the last couple points of Big 3. Right now is the most important time.
Get it squared away and take a break. From Inglewood, Boston by 5. In front of the wall of Intuit Dome, Boston by 5 against LA, 38-33. After the conclusion of our broadcast on CBS, Head over to Vice TV to catch the remaining 2 games of today's Big 3 action. DMV Trilogy and the Dallas Power, followed by the Chicago Triplets and Detroit Ams with playoff implications on both games. Let's take a look at today's monster moments fueled by Food for Less.
It's all about Michael Beasley early on, dominating the scoring side, and then later on, dropping dimes and getting other people involved. Michael Beasley was excellent, including this jam right here to set the tone early for the Miami 305 win.
Love the signs here at the Intuit Dome in the spirit of Steve Ballmer and the fans. How about Beasley, 30, and Stevenson with 16, a combined 46. Simmons, no. Howard, little push, gets the rebound. Over the top, there it is, and Howard with the finish.
As Dwight Howard in deep post position, you can't front him because he'll go right over the top. You got to try to make him score over the top of you.
All right, Scal, you've got Simmons, Murphy decked by Crawford off the ball. And the foul's called. And you have Deshaun Stevens as well for the Ball Hogs against Stewart, Crawford, and Howard for LA.
Well, Gary Payton go with Dominic Johnson, the hero of the last 2 games.
Here's Stevens over Howard and misses.
Another good rebound by Dwight Howard.
38-35 Boston with the lead. Stewart winds.
Oh, what a rebound.
Big rebound. Came flying out of nowhere. Jonathan Simmons for 2. There's another one, and he puts it back in.
Yeah, really good defense by Jordan Crawford. And I don't think they're supposed to be stopping right here. They're supposed to be playing on. But
well, we've been joined by Cedric the Entertainer and Anthony Anderson all day. Guys, you having fun out there?
Once again, it's a big game, man. This was fun, right there, fun to watch. Guys are scoring a lot. The crowd ain't got this crazy down. It's mayhem on the floor.
It is. I mean, you guys probably wonder where we've been. We were in the back with the commissioner talking about the evolution of the Big 3 and how Sed and I can be an integral part. We got to find another player for me and Sed to get down with because that's what we're going to do. We're going to take it to these fellas.
You guys already ditched Chris Haynes?
Yeah, we ditched Chris already. He's in the trade. He's on the bubble. He's on the bubble. We're still talking about it in front office.
He's on the bubble, in the bubble.
Gotcha.
Hey, Anthony, I've got a question for you. Is Crawford a nice take to the rim? All right, Anthony Anderson, does the court look bigger in the Big 3 or in hang time?
First off, I just want to let you know we played regulation court in hang time. All right? It may not have been as long, but it was just as wide. All right? That was the beginning for me.
Oh, yeah. Deerfield High.
Deerfield High, baby. Teddy Bear. Hang time. There you go. The PJ DJ is who I am.
All right, guys. And Chris just having a front row seat with those two. What a day. Here's Simmons for the free throw, and he cans it. So, Scal, right now, 42-37. You're LA. You need to win by at least 4, and you've got to basically play a perfect close to this game right now.
Yeah. It's not a game you want to try to win by 4 when you're playing against Boston, but this guy right here has the chance to do it.
Yep.
Jordan Crawford does kind of manage a game until he gets to the final 10 points. I feel like he's in that mode right now.
Six points last week. He's got 11 today. And now Dominique Johnson will re-enter for the Ball Hogs from Murphy.
Like I said, a hero of last 2 weeks. Not just the shots that he made, but just the hustle plays. You know, the game-winning shots. Dominic Johnson is the guy that his shooting ability is so good in this league, it can change things.
A three-point game. Here's Simmons against Taylor. Drop step. Shot does not get the bounce. But another rebound for the Ball Hogs offensively. Dominique Johnson against Johnson. Wesley, that is, drives the lane with English. He scores.
Good player. Gets downhill, used his body, protected that ball with his shoulder.
Crawford with 6 to shoot. Off the mark, flying rebound, Wesley Johnson.
Those are those things you can do, the contributions you can make. But like you said, they got to win by 4. Their back is really against the wall right here.
Yeah, timeout for Nick Young and the LA Riots. Boston by 3 on CBS. Ball Hogs by 3 against the LA Riot on CBS. And tonight on CBS, our summer hoop season continues with one of the WNBA's best rivalries, Chicago Sky against the Indiana Fever. Our coverage starts with WNBA tip-off at 7:30 on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. And speaking of rivalries, you have LA and Boston now. Brian, the Ball Hogs, if they win, they'd also get in with the Detroit loss. Here's Simmons.
Really
behind
good
the back. Over Taylor. Yeah, rebound to Sean Stevens. Dominique Johnson draws 2, fakes him out. Down low, Stevens with the stuff.
That's a backbreaker. I mean, LA couldn't have done that any better. The long rebound goes to Stevens, and then the patience of Dominique Johnson to get Stevens to dunk.
Mike Taylor. Off the dribble, no. It's point game for the Ball Hogs. LA needs to win and win by 4 for a spot in the playoffs. A chance at it next week. Running out of time and points. But it's given up, and Stewart is fouled by Stevens. And I think they're going to count the basket.
On the goaltend?
Yes.
No, you can't challenge. Did they call a goaltend or not?
I thought that he pointed, then they held up a 1. I said it's a shot for 1 point.
Okay, so you can bring the fire if he missed. Can't bring the fire on a make.
Bring the fire, brought to you by Red Lobster. Elijah Stewart against Deshaun Stevens. If Stevens gets a stop, wave off the basket. Step back, and he's fouled, so Stewart gets the points.
Yeah, gets the point. Really good job by Elijah Stewart creating space. And watch when Stevens closes out, hits him right there on the elbow.
46-43, Ball Hogs by 3. Here's Simmons, steps, wanted a foul. They won't get it.
I mean, right now, LA would have to, for LA to make it to the playoffs, they got to score 7 straight points.
Timeout, Gary Payton. A 3-point game, 46-43 in Inglewood, California. A look at the crowd this final week of the regular season at Intuit Dome in Inglewood. And the big story, Scal, the playoff situation in the Big 3. Here are the scenarios. If Boston loses by more than 4, they're eliminated. If LA can somehow get stops and score in a flurry and win by 4 or more, and Detroit loses, they have a shot to get in to the playoffs next week. Here's Crawford going to work. Howard is fouled by Stevens, so he'll get a shot for 2.
That was a killer screen by Dwight Howard at the top. Right now, no team is really in danger of being in the penalty. 4 fouls for the Ball Hogs, 3 fouls for the LA Riot. This game was officiated pretty cleanly. Oh, that's a big miss.
Way short.
A 4-point shot.
A 4-pointer wins it. Simmons for 2, and out of the line for a 2-point shot. And the 4th foul on the LA Riot this half.
They called a shooting foul or not?
They did.
They did.
And Nick Young's already brought the fire this half.
This will seal the deal. Then we'll just be talking about the ball hogs, and they'll have a chance. It's still open.
There's Crawford. Fade away for 2. That's good. It's a 1-point game.
Still available.
If they can close the last 5 points,
yeah, they stay alive.
They're in that spot. Dominique Johnson. It's still point game for the ball hogs. Tries it. Denied, but Stevens on the cleanup, and that essentially knocks out LA.
Yeah, that's a huge play, again, by Dominique Johnson. Just the ability to turn the corner, all of a sudden causes 2 guys to go, opened up the offensive rebounds for Stevens.
Yeah, timeout here. You know, listen, mathematically, if they get a 3, get a stop, get a 4, like, they could do it, but it's going to take near perfection for LA to win by 4 more points right now.
I'm sure that Swaggy P is communicating that with them.
To your point all game long, Crawford with 14 points this half has looked like a different guy.
Yeah, so the deal with the Riot, they happen to be the team that played the ball hogs twice this year. And it's just not a great matchup. Every one of those guys can guard. So usually Jordan Crawford has a matchup against most teams in the Big 3, but not against these guys.
Jonathan Simmons with 16 today for Boston.
Yeah, it's just he's Mr. Consistency in the Big 3. He goes inside, he goes outside, he drives it, he can play through contact. If you cut him off, he could step back, hang, dribble, pull, he can knock down the 3. He makes plays defensively and makes hustle plays.
Over to Chris Haynes.
Guys, with the LA Riot, they have to win by 4 more points to be in playoff contention. In this last huddle, I was here right now, they were saying all 4-point shots, 4-point shots. Let's see how that works out.
Well, if they get a 4 and then they go for a 4 again, that would seal the deal.
There we go. It's Crawford at the circle. This a 4. Way off, but Stewart the rebound.
Ball didn't hit the rim, so no reset.
In and out. Johnson the rebound. And now Boston can end it with a 2. Simmons stripped by Crawford. Here's Johnson. Only needed 2. Contested 3. Off the mark. Stevens, the save to Howard. And it's knocked away. Was it a foul or out of bounds? A foul on Johnson.
That's going to be the 5th foul. That's really interesting sequence right there because Stevens was going for the offensive rebound and he didn't really have possession, but that throwback allowed Dwight Howard not to have to clear it.
In and out, rebound Simmons. They double him. Dominique Johnson for Stevens. Simmons, the ball fake is hacked, and a foul's called. And if one wasn't, you'd really wonder. But that was clear as day.
It was a foul, but are they going to give him a shooting foul?
I think so.
Yes, they are. Let's take a look. Pass fake. Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a shooting foul. This would be a shooting foul for the game, and it would be a 5-point win.
Jonathan Simmons for the win for the Ball Hogs. No! LA still alive. It's Crawford, monster screen. Stewart the save. That was a dangerous spot, but it's gone back to LA here off the deflection.
Definitely a dangerous save. But when you're desperate, this is what you have to do. Game gets really interesting if they knock down a 4.
You know, the crazy thing is if Howard made that free throw with the math, they probably needed a 2 before they went for a 4.
For sure, get to 49, yeah. Get your scores close to 49, and then at that point, go ahead and bomb a 4.
Here's Howard for Crawford to the circle. No, he drives it. Howard, alley-oop, and a big stuff.
I think that's what Nick Young communicated. Guys, we don't have to go for the 4 now. Puts a lot of pressure on the ball hogs here.
They can still win now. Simmons to the rim. He's fouled. But he's missed his last 2 free throws, but again, 1 here for 2, and a chance to win it for Boston.
Simmons does a good job of driving right into the body. You see him get in front of Dwight Howard with the veer step. It's a big free throw.
The glove is waiting for one to go down. A Boston win, a Detroit loss later. They'll get to the playoffs, but this, the business at hand first. The MVP candidate Simmons for the win.
Oh my goodness!
Again!
They should go for 2. They should go for 2.
This for 3. No!
3 is not going to help them.
It's going to hurt them. Stewart inside for 2. He scores, and it worked out.
Now it works out.
Yes.
Now they just need a stop and a 3 or a 4.
Into a dome. The wall is rocking. Johnson against Howard. Step back for 3, no! Did Crawford touch it? A shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation. So just a reminder to everybody, a win doesn't matter for LA. They have to win by 4 points or more. So for them right now, a 3 would give you a 4-point win, or a 4 would give you a 5-point win.
Here we go. Stewart.
He doesn't know.
Tries for 2. Dragged down by Johnson.
I'm not sure that they know. This is a good play by Elijah Stewart. There's a turn. That's clearly a foul. And I don't know, so no timeouts for LA, so they can't discuss this, but you don't want to make this shot right now. It's like they're arguing for something that's not going to help them in the future.
I think that Nick Young went to Jordan Crawford for a moment and whispered in his ear. Crawford's like, what? And it's like, yeah, we can't win by just 3.
Correct. So this should be, now I don't, if I was Chris Haynes, go tell them what they're looking to do. They should know this. They have to win by 4 or more, and a 2 would not help them.
Now Boston, if it's a 4-point win, is not eliminated. If it's more than 4, they're done.
Which would help LA, because right now, the tiebreaker from these 2 guys is 1-1. So I think they're communicating this right now during this timeout. So you see Nick Young go over to his team. Guys, we need a 3. We need a 4. A 2 will not help us. And by the way, if they do hit a 3 or 4, it would be the most incredible comeback in Big 3 history.
No doubt.
If they want to go to the playoffs, a 3 and a 4 is what they need.
Here we go. Crawford is lingering at the 4-point circle. Weaving, big screen, three-pointer, knocks it down! LA's done it! Going crazy at Intuit Dome. They're still alive.
That was incredible. Go back to win. The Ball Hogs had 46 points, and you think, no way. But LA figured it out. Here's the play. He stakes the dribble. He pulls up, knowing that they need a 3. And LA is still alive to make the playoffs.
Look at Nick Young. I don't know the strategy, but whatever they did, it worked.
The timeout that Gary Payton called, the commotion and all that, that allowed LA to figure out what they needed to do.
Triplets, power, Miami, 5 wins each. Looking to next weekend, but a fight for the rest. So for Brian Scalabrine, Chris Haynes, Cedric the Entertainer, Anthony Anderson, our entire crew led by Kamani Morales and Chris Burns, Ed Cohen saying so long from Inglewood. 2 more games on Vice TV, and tonight on CBS, the WNBA, Chicago and Indy, as we say good night.